Hello and welcome to today's episode of Confidently Outspoken. I'm your host, Siggy, and if you're out there looking to build confidence and improve yourself, go ahead and subscribe to this podcast. I publish these episodes every week so you can consistently get better and become the confident person you want to be. Hello and welcome back. I am super excited about today's podcast because it is one of the common topics that I speak about with my clients and common questions that you guys from the community ask me about how I've built my positive and confident mindset. Now, if you're here and if you've been here for a while or if you're new, you'll know that I am confidently outspoken. I love sharing the ideas, the strategies, all the research that I have been looking into regarding the neuroscience and the mindset side of things and why we behave the way we behave. And something that I come across a lot with the common questions is how do I not feel negative, or how do I create this positive mindset? Let me first explain to you that I wasn't born that way. I didn't come out of my mum's womb thinking I am a positive human being. Mind you, my upbringing was quite negative. I was in a really negative environment. I was bullied when I was younger. I didn't feel accepted. I felt like an outcast. And over the years of doing the work, and quote unquote, what I mean by the work is either doing more self-development, whether that's therapy, meditation, breath work, finding your people, putting yourself in really uncomfortable situations. All of those aspects have made me the person that I am today. And I assure you there'll be more aspects of that in 10, 20 years as I progress and get older and wiser. The first thing that you need to know is doing the work isn't an easy thing. It is hard. And it may be perceived for you that it is easy for whatever reason you see it on social media, through Instagram, TikTok. You don't just snap your fingers and become positive. I wish it was that way, but life isn't easy. And for whoever's portraying this image to you or this message is a bullshit artist, because every decision, every little thought, every little reaction is a choice within yourself. And too often people are not so aware of their decisions, their reactions, their choices. Fun fact, I came across this study that 80% of people, 80% of the population in the world are unconscious of their choices and decisions. And only 20% are self-aware enough to make hard choices, take risks, make decisions that make them confident. So maybe you're part of that 20%. And if not, you're the 80% now that's going to be changing that way of thinking and doing, which is fucking cool. And I want us to understand that think of your brain as a muscle. It is a muscle that you exercise, that you're wanting to get results that you're wanting. For example, think of it as you consistently training in the gym or running. We know that I have not been a fan of running. Fun story. It's been over 2 decades now that I've had this limiting belief in my head that I am not a runner. I'm not quick enough. I'm not fit enough. And now, if you're new here, you will know that I've entered a competition called High Rocks Race, which is like an equivalent of CrossFit. Think of it as like functional workouts. And in between each station, you're running. So every station, you're running at least 1K. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing this, I have no idea. I want to challenge myself. Maybe I'm psychotic. Who knows? But it's been so long since I have competed. The last proper fitness competition I had done was bodybuilding back in 2014. Moving forward to today, I have been running for the last 8 weeks, consistently practicing, doing my tempo runs, doing the long distance. And within the 8 weeks, I've gone from not being able to run 1K to now running 5 kilometers. And I want you to realize like how cool it is to be able to have that mindset shift. Reflect back of what's holding you back right now from pursuing running, for instance, or pursuing the business that you're wanting, or pursuing the person that you're wanting to date, or ask them on a coffee, like what's holding you back? Because all those limiting beliefs are beliefs that have been ingrained to you from other people. You're not just born that way. And I absolutely love talking about this because this is what builds confidence. True confidence comes from you building a positive, resilient mindset by pushing your limits, taking risks, knowing that you're going for it instead of sitting back going, what if I would have asked them out? What would have happened? What if I had competed? What if I had just started that business? I'm sure you're not wanting to sit by the sidelines seeing everyone succeed around you and going, oh, well, that could have been me. And if you're thinking that way right now, I challenge you to put yourself out there, to do the thing that you are the most scared of. Dive into that fear. Face it. So as I was saying in regards to the limiting beliefs, there are stories and beliefs that have been made up or taught by others to us. You know, from a young age, as I was mentioning earlier, I used to get bullied for having curly hair. People used to say it just looked horrible. Like, I'm not going to go all vulgar right here or like put all this, you know, nasty words, but you can imagine how people and children can be really, really mean. And for so many years, I just didn't wear my curly hair, but here I am fucking rocking it because I just don't give a shit anymore. Like, why live your life according to other people and not your own? What's holding you back? What's that limiting belief? And one of the many tools that have helped me to build this positive, confident mindset is through rewiring these thoughts through meditation. And funnily enough, when it comes to meditation, the most common setback, limiting belief that I see from people is that they can't meditate because they can't shut their mind off. I want to make it nice and clear right now that you're not supposed to shut your mind off. Your mind is constantly thinking, at least like 60, 70,000 thoughts a day. So the whole point of meditation is for you to connect with yourself. Connect with yourself on a deeper inner self, which is such a beautiful thing. When we're looking at the negative aspect, if you're someone who's trying to run away from her thoughts or his thoughts, I want you to sit down and question yourself, what are you avoiding? Why are you not wanting to face what's coming up in your mind? What are you trying to achieve by avoiding this? Who are you running away from? Yourself? Your thoughts? Why is this coming up? And for so long, I was very avoidant to feeling my own feelings because I thought it was weak to be vulnerable. We know now that vulnerability is a strength amongst women and men. And this is something that I really cultivate with a lot of my coaching clients and with myself on a daily basis. You know, when you're wanting to be vulnerable within yourself or being vulnerable with you right now, talking about this, there's this like little itch or this butterfly anxiety feeling in the stomach going, oh, shouldn't I say it? It's just like, why can't you? Why can't you be open? And those who will accept you will. And for those who don't, then, you know, they can bugger off. So when we're constantly running away from our thoughts, then of course you're going to constantly run into the pain that you're trying to avoid. So why not face the pain? Acknowledge what's coming up. Because everything we do in life is to either gain pleasure or avoid pain. But if you're avoiding the pain, how are you supposed to gain more pleasure? And there's a few aspects around this that I love breaking down for my clients, and something that I've learned myself is to understand the first thing that you might be avoiding is through physical pain, or you're trying to gain physical pleasure. And that could be as you eating tasty food, for example, a chocolate cake, because we know eating a chocolate cake is pleasurable in its raw physical manner. Another way of looking at it is seeking functional pleasure. So the satisfaction of doing a job well done, or performing a role really effectively. You're getting pleasure from that, but there is some form of pain from it by doing that job, taking that risk. So another functional pleasure is also sticking to your promises, lending a hand to someone in need. That's a pleasurable moment for yourself and that person, knowing that part of it is strengthening your connection with them, whether it's a friend or just a stranger. Another tool that I love exploring by building a positive mindset is breath work. And funnily enough, I had participated a breathwork session at the Breath House. For those who haven't been, definitely go do a session there. With the breathwork class that I went to, it was more of a slow pace class. It's actually called LSD. No, it's not the drug. It's called long, slow, and deep. And with breathwork, very similarly to meditation, you want to be setting an intention and catching yourself in a moment where you're processing the breath work itself. And this is a really cool way, because the same with meditation and breath work, your brain will start wandering to different places. And I noticed myself wandering to all these different scenarios where there was like past experiences, thinking of what I need to do tomorrow or do that evening. I started thinking about my mom. I started thinking about a friend of mine. Like, it's so interesting, like what comes up during the sensation of doing breath work. But what I loved so much about this class is the intention side of things. And how often do we set an intention to be positive? How often do we catch ourselves in the moment of despair going, I have the choice right now to change this scenario, instead of playing that victim? Like, don't get me wrong, I used to be in a lot of pity parties, and sometimes I catch myself in a pity party. I think it was like half an hour before recording this podcast, I had a little bit of a mentee bee. Not being ashamed to even say this, but like, we all often have these ebbs and flows of feelings. Why are we neglecting them? Why can we not honor them and not title them as wrong? So it's understanding better to set an intention of, okay, well, I'm wanting to build this resilient, positive mindset. What do I need to do to change it? What aspects of my life am I not happy with? And list them down. Notice yourself, like, write the pros and cons. I literally do pros and cons lists with everything in life, whether it's like my business, my relationships, my training. See what comes up for you. So if you're wanting to go from feeling negative to feeling positive, what's holding you back? What are some choices in your life right now that are holding you back from building a positive mindset? Is it your values? Do you even know what your values are? Identify what those values. A simple exercise is going, what do you enjoy? What is important to you? Family, freedom, money, love, health. I'm just spitting ideas right now, but have an understanding of like what you value, what brings you true happiness, and how can you extract all of that into having more of a positive mindset, a confident mindset. Using those values to make better decisions. So if you value health, if you value waking up in the morning, feeling energized and healthy, then why are you checking your phone as you're waking up? Why are you scrolling on Instagram and then comparing yourself to every fucking person on there? If you're wanting to create a positive, strong, confident mindset, how about keeping your promises to yourself? Why are you constantly telling yourself you're going to wake up at 5 a.m. but you end up sleeping in and snoozing your alarm 3 times? Like, having these difficult conversations with yourself is going to lead you to having a positive mindset. Having that grit within yourself. I don't know why I did that. You also need to understand, if you make a mistake, forgive yourself. Because there's an extreme for everything. Like, sometimes we go way too hard and we're like, go, go, go. Let's, run to the end. But then you climb on top of the hill and you're burnt out because you've just gassed out. There was no consistency through it. You're just all in, all out. And that's a fixed way of thinking. So we want to have a better understanding, like, how can you incorporate all these values into your daily choices by making yourself feeling confident. And ask yourself, like, what brings you joy every day? Start drip feeding that into your everyday, whether it's to do with training, whether it's to do with your meditation, whether it's to do with seeing people or doing your work. Making sure that you set yourself time to just reminisce on those positive past moments, reflect on those challenges that you've overcome, and making sure that you're making this list of dreams for your life. And lastly, making sure that you let go of something that you've been carrying. Because how often do you go through life carrying this negative attitude or playing the blame game on someone who has done you wrong, yet you're in the control and in power of making that change? No one else. No one else has put you in that position that you, for example, are not happy with your body, or you think you're overweight, or you think you're not good enough to date, or you think you don't have the talents to open up your own business or product, whatever it is. These are all things to challenge yourself, to dig deeper, to be able to present to yourself what's out there, what's possible, and to be able to create more of a positive mindset. That is all what I have for you today. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have been able to take a few takeaways from what I had spoken. And I also want to thank you again for being here with me, showing me the love, giving me the feedback. I absolutely love hearing from you all the time. And if there's something about today that you're wanting me to dive a little bit deeper around the mindset side of things, whether it's like the all or nothing thinking, behavior change, please reach out, let me know, because I do this for you and for everyone around. So till next time, just be you and confidently outspoken, everyone. So that's what I got for you today. If you loved today's episode, please share it on Instagram stories and tag me at Sig Fisher, SIGFISHER. And with that, I'm going to leave you with the wisdom to become more confidently outspoken every day.